another G.I. Joe toy review. And today is a very special one. I was wanting to save this for COBRA Convergence, but yeah, since HCC, aka Brian, is taking a break right now, I just decided to save this one for the end of the month. And also this month is, if you don't know, is my 5-year anniversary of doing these reviews. So this was a perfect time for this video. And why am I outside? Well, it is this particular toy, the titles always give it away. But this particular toy is huge. You really don't know the scale of it until you see it. Yeah, it's pretty big. It is the 1986 Terror Drome. Yes, I have a Terror Drome. I've been saving this. I'm very excited. I wanted to review it right when I got it, but I wanted a special occasion for it. And here it is. And I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to Duke 45. He helped me out with this. I got it at a very, very good price, and it is incredibly kind of him to do that. It came complete with some spare parts, so I am still flabbergasted by this. This was a dream to have, and I finally have one. I keep it assembled. It takes up a lot of space in my room, but it is worth it. As I mentioned before, I've just run out of room in my toy room, and this is partially why. I have it set up on a TV tray in front of a closet door. I have toys tucked away in that closet and other places where I could find them. But so let's go ahead and get into it. The Terror Drome was released in 1986. It included another vehicle, which was the Firebat, incredibly popular vehicle, very expensive to find on the aftermarket. And the pilot, AVAC, again, very expensive, especially his parachute. And I need to throw out this disclaimer. I do not have his parachute pack. I do not, I can't justify spending $40 to $50 on just a little piece of plastic that is, it just doesn't make much sense to me. I'm happy that I have the pilot. I had him when I was a kid. I got him from it's early in the morning. I apologize. My brain's still waking up. From a thrift store. AVAC. I'm trying to find what that acronym stands for. Even I don't have his file card, but even the file card itself is really expensive for this guy. AVAC, I'm trying to read. He comes from the Air Viper pool. I'll read his file card while I have it pulled up. It reads codename AVAC, COBRA Terror Drome Firebat pilot. Piloting a Firebat is somewhat akin to strapping yourself onto a cannonball. The cockpit is cramped and by any standard upwardly lacking in even the kindest amenities. No engine status display, no weather instruments, no navigation aids, and no ejection seat. COBRA really doesn't like their people, do they? Uh, just the basic flight panel, throttle, pedals, and stick. But after the initial high G's of vertical takeoff, the Firebat levels out, and being the fastest, most representative single seat fighter in the COBRA arsenal. So this comes from the COBRA air pool. That means, you know, the Night Raven pilots could fly this if they so choose to. They're genetically engineered to handle high G's. So I'm assuming that the AVAC was one of them. But this seems more like a punishment than anything. You get a cool uniform, you get a cramped, beat up jet to fly with no ejection seat. I don't know. But it reads in the bottom, AVAC pilots are drawn from the Air Viper pool. They must be capable of complex mental calculations that make up for the lack of off-board computers, and absolutely fearless to cope with the Firebat's basic unforgiving nature. The aircraft is not what you would call user-friendly. Surprisingly, there is no lack of recruits for the program. All the best fighter jocks want to ride in the pocket rocket. Pocket rocket because it's a small jet. Okay. Pardon me. These guys, this must be gluttons for punishment. It says nothing about what AVAC stands for. There are two versions of the file card. One comes with a glossy back, and the other came with the DROME, which does not. It's the file card that you have to clip. The AVAC is molded entirely of original parts. So the Firebat and the DROME were released as a part of the fifth series. And excuse me, in my opinion, 1986 was the best year for G.I. Joe. A lot of people say 85 is the golden year, and I could see why. A lot of really cool vehicles were released. The biggest toy in history was released, and that was the Flag. 7 feet long, still holds the record. Mattel tried to catch up with that by creating the Eternia playset, but that still pales in comparison to the Flag. The original retail price for this was $44.99. $45 back in 1986. That was a pretty decent chunk of change when I think it was like $4.25 was minimum wage. So for a lot of kids, this was a special occasion present, birthday, especially Christmas. At least for my family, that's when my parents got us the bigger play sets, like Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, Fright Zone, stuff like that. Those were always Christmas presents. They always tried to get us something, all the kids, something really big for that year. $44.99. Can you imagine that? Today's prices, no. This is the second most expensive G.I. Joe playset. The first most expensive was is the USS Flag. So let me pull up pictures of the box art for you so you could see what the box really looked like. So if anybody does know what AVAC stands for, please let me know down in the description or down in the comment section. I didn't see anything on yojo.com for this. Why give an acronym if the file card doesn't explain what the acronym is? So let me pull up those pictures for you. Pretty cool box art indeed. I do have childhood memories of this, fortunately. Of my friend John, of course, he had this, and he did have it down here in Arizona. As to his flag, I never got to play with that because it was in Colorado. He would fly up there every Christmas to visit his dad. Um, and So I never got a chance to play with that, but this I did. It, what could I say, man? They were great memories of this. It was just hours and hours and hours of playtime. There are a lot of amenities on this that you could play with. I remember coming over on Saturday morning, and there he was sitting in the living room. Look what I got. And I was just gobsmacked. It is the first time I'd ever seen a toy this big. It's bigger. It's not taller than Castle Grayskull, but in scale it is. So I was just really smitten by this. And we had a lot of fun with it. That was just all day worth of play. He had all the figures from 1986, so that they fit in here. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. As I had aforementioned, that 86 for me was the best year of G.I. Joe. They had some of the coolest figures that got released, some of the best vehicles that were released that year. Might as well pull that up real quick since we're on yojo.com. So 86, we got the Air Chariot, we got the Hydro Sled, the Night Raven, which we always parked right next to the Terrordrome, the Cobra Stun, the Conquest, the Havoc, the Devilfish, the Recon Sled, Tomahawk, another really big vehicle. Everything in the 80s was bigger and better. That's the mentality. The more you have, the better things are. As we had a lot of expendable income in the 80s, stock market was real high. So, we started getting on our high horse a little bit. So, the more you had, it proved the more money you had. The more credit cards you had, the more money you had, kind of thing. But a lot of credit debt came out of the 80s. We also got the Dreadnought Swamp Fire, the Ground Assault, and the Dreadnought Air Assault. Those two were Sears exclusives, and again, very expensive on the aftermarket. We also got the Thunder Machine, the Cobra Surveillance Port, the G.I. Joe Law, and a Cobra Battle Gear accessory pack. So 86, fantastic year for G.I. Joe. And the figures, my goodness. I have some of them on display in here with the Terrordrome. So I know you guys are itching to see this. I've been itching to show it to you. So Duke 45, thank you very much, my friend. This is your review. So here we go. Let's take a look at it. All right, so here we go. Here's the top view of the Terrordrome. Right here in the center, this is where the Firebat is deployed. I'll show you how to deploy that here in a second. But you have a control panel right here. These seats do rock back and forth. You can see there's all kinds of technology all around. I have a bat standing next to a fire control panel, which goes to one of these top guns, or guns at the top. Not a top gun, so to speak. Of course, there's Zorana. Have a spare AVAC sitting there in the seat. Manning another control panel. He's not from 88, the Techno Viper, but you need him to work on the Terror Drome. Xandar just standing there. Another fire control panel here on this side. This is another panel that's very similar to what the AVAC was at. And another panel here. And a fire control panel there with a Televiper at the seat. He would be appropriate for this. So that is the top of it. And let's go ahead and spin it around. I wish that this had a rotating base, but I think that wouldn't have been cost effective, because that would have been really cool to have this spin around. But here you have twin guns manned by a Viper. These do rotate around. You can see some controls on there. Pretty nice. Another gun here. I have two Vipers on there. But you can see that these whip around. The guns do elevate. They don't stay in place though on some of them. Right over here, this one sometimes will stay in place. It'll stay forward. That is a play feature that does tend to wear out. I must mention that this is prone to yellowing, and these pieces are very brittle. They become very brittle over time. And the top of the Terror Drome is crowned with these huge COBRA sigils. Now down on the bottom are panels that do open up. This is a fueling port, which does slide out, and you could fuel up all your COBRA vehicles in there, the ferret and whatnot. So one second, let me pause this. On this panel, you could see that, I don't know if Hasbro intended this, but you could store all of your gliders on there. Excuse me. It rained last night, so we have mosquitoes all around. So it does not stay on. But you open this up and there's another fuel port. There are access doors that go around. A problem with these tabs down here at the bottom, those could break off fairly easily. Let's open up this door, and we have a prison cell big enough for two Joes to slide the door open and closed again. Now the G.I. Joe headquarters, their cell was pretty nice. The top was open, so COBRA could just get in and out whenever they felt like it, and they had two beds in it with pillows. The Joe team is fantastic. They're very nice people. They let COBRA get away, so they have something to do, by chasing them again. Sorry for the camera wiggling. I had to move the parts from the glider so I don't kneel down on them. Now slide it around again. Haha, we have more guns. I do have a problem with how the guns are placed, because once this door is open, they're facing the same direction. This goes down to sit on the floor to keep the door open. You can see there's a little command seat with a back peg, and this gun does elevate. But when those doors are open, it faces the same direction as the top guns. but at least these could rotate around, but they don't have much ground of fire because they would be shooting inside the Terrordrome. Now, if these opened the opposite direction to defend the back, that would be a lot better. That's my only downfall there, but I don't know if you could see that on the inside, but right here, there is a box that has ammunition in it. So opening up this next panel, let's push the tab down, and this operates the opening of the dome for the Firebat. And this panel, more access for the figures, plenty of pegs in here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 foot pegs in there for the figures to stand on. And this door opens as well, and you can see another access port in there. A lot of detail. They spared no expense on the detail on this. So to operate the dome, you push this lever down and the Firebat comes out. So let me, and to close it, this is kind of difficult to close. It closes the dome. So when you open it, the Firebat comes out. And that's a problem right there. If you don't have it seated in there tight enough that one of the guns fell off. That's something I have to point out. If you don't have it seated in there tight enough, the wings go inside of each peg here, and the wheels fit in there. It'll pop out. So I want to point out a real world problem here. Once this takes off, the people up here are not only exposed to the elements, but also to the heat of the exhaust from the jet. Also, these little holes right here, I'm assuming those are drain spouts. So when it rains, because this whole top is open, but you know, we imagined that the figures could go inside of the Terrordrome itself and get away from the jet when it's launching, or that there was a force field, whatever the kid's imagination could come up with. So the Firebat here on the bottom comes with 2 guns. I forgot to put the other missile on here, but it has twin missiles. I had taken everything off to repair the guns. There are supposed to be 2 tabs on here, but those are commonly broken, because this is made out of a soft plastic. So the bottom of the Firebat, the wings open right up, and you have 4 bombs on there. And looking at the top, very, very cool looking vehicle done in maroon. There was one that came out later that was mail order, and that one was bright red. So if you have a bright red one that you got with this one, it is incorrect. That is actually a mail order from Hasbro Direct, which is also very valuable. So the back here has the jet engine on the back. It has 2 pegs on that to hold it in place, which are commonly broken. These wheels do not retract. They stay right as they are. And if you can see here on the side how they clip in, where it looks like they would retract, and so the Firebat could make a landing, but this would be a vertical and takeoff vehicle. So I like the heads-up display here on the canopy. The canopy does open, of course. Let's pull the AVAC out real quick before we take a look at him. And take a look at the inside of the Firebat. You could see right in here, there's an air intake for the engine. So this is sucking air out of the cockpit. Doesn't quite make sense, but it is cool nonetheless. But he's wearing an airtight suit with its own oxygen supply, I'm sure. Very cramped piloting couch and minimal controls in there. This, to me, was the best part of the Terrordrome. I love the Firebat. I love the small vehicles. I played the heck out of this thing. I ended up finding an extra one at Bookman's, which is a used bookstore. So the AVAC himself, this very, very cool helmet. This is mine from when I was a kid. I love the helmet on this guy. It looks like he's wearing armor. Nice COBRA emblem on there. Red jumpsuit. More armor down on his legs. He does have a pistol on his side. Also has knee pads. Flip them around to the back, and the armor continues. And you could see this is made from painted with that infamous silver paint. I'm not going to touch this guy up. I want him looking like this. It just shows his age. The silver paint does wear off, unfortunately, but they got that fixed by '87. He does have a belt, which is supposed to have the COBRA Firebat emblem on it, and I'll point that out on the Firebat again. Very, very cool figure. I love the gauntlet gloves and the controls, or whatever they are, down here on his wrists. Excuse me. So here is the COBRA Air Corps emblem. Has the Firebat wings behind the COBRA sigil. Very nice. The stickers on this are supreme. Somebody took really good care of this. More of the COBRA Air Corps on the bottom. Pardon me for clearing my throat. So, I have the '88 Viper on here as well. But very, very cool playset. It is a pleasure to have this. So thanks again, Duke 45. I absolutely love it. It's in a good home, being taken, good care taken of it. All right, so I think that was just an added bonus, being able to clip the claw onto the Terrordrome. You could fit like 4 or 5 of them on there. That is a very cool play feature. Like I said before, I don't know if Hasbro had intended for that to be, but that is a great idea, and it looks really nice having the claw displayed on there. So anyway, I apologize for this being a very long review, but it is worth it. There's a lot to see on this playset. Pardon me. So just to recap, one, it can be very brittle. The tabs for the doors break off quite easily. 2, it's prone to yellowing. 3, it takes up a lot of room. And this really isn't all that hard to put together. You just snap the top part down onto the base. The tube where the Firebat stays positioned, that's already attached to the base. I don't know if you have to apply the chain or not, putting it together from scratch. I don't know that for a fact, what you have to do with it. Then the panels just slide in these little grooves that are attached to the top of the dome and or to the bottom of the dome and to the base, and the doors snap on there. So the crown with the COBRA emblems on it, that's what it looks like to me anyway, so that's how I'm referring it. Those, you'll find those on the aftermarket broken off corners and whatnot, and that makes sense, just through play, or kids getting snagged on it or whatnot. It does tend to, those can break. Typing in Terror Drome. Okay. So I just can't say enough about this playset. I absolutely love it. Mosquitoes everywhere now. I love having this as a part of my collection. It's a dream come true. So if you're looking for this on the aftermarket, disclaimer first here, there are many other sites that sell toys, but I use eBay just for simple reference. I don't do it to pick on eBay or its sellers. I frequently use eBay. I've sold on eBay. It is a fantastic service. It has broadened the market for everybody worldwide. So people in other countries could get the toys that they couldn't get in their country, and they could get those now, and vice versa. Like Action Force, I didn't know about those until a few years ago. So I have some Action Force figures. But anyway, here we go. So the AVAC by himself, $50 or better offer. Complete and unbroken, that's a good part. For the Terror Drome, $1,499, $1,500 for this. Free shipping though, so that is good. This would be a real bugger to ship. Here's another one, near complete. It's the parts are relatively inexpensive, so I'm going to put this a deal of the day, $739. Here's another one near complete, $699.99 plus $102.73 for shipping. That makes sense. So I'll put that up a deal of the day as well. Here's another one. These are the pull supports for the cannons, the guns that pull out from the side, $24.99 for the pair. Here's another one. This is local pickup only, so it's $900 or better offer. The seat platform for the gun door, it sounds like Gondor, from the door that opens on the bottom, $9.99. Here's it's auction. I seldom will quote auction prices. Those are fluid. Here's another one that is incomplete for parts or repair. Looks like you get a pretty decent amount of stuff on there. $275, so or better off for free local pickup only, because this is pretty expensive to ship. I will put that deal of the day. This was definitely one that you need to build on a budget. The small gun caps, the little red caps at the end of the guns, those come off. $15 for the small one. Here's one for, this is 3D printed. That is the new technology, man. I was able to complete, which I'll be reviewing here soon, complete the mass device from a 3D printed part. It's not exactly the same color, but I am just happy to have that complete. The two seats that sit at the top, $10 each. The main turret guns, $59 for both of them. One turret gun, $25.99. The small guns at the door, $13.99. The fuel hose, $9.99 or better offer. The workstation control panels, $29.87. The gunner seat for the bottom gun, $17.50. Here's a top seat, $24.50. The seat at the top of the dome, $24.50 or better offer, and that's ridiculous. It honestly is. The computer console, $6.99. The smaller gun that goes in the door, $34.97. One of the doors at the bottom that fold down, which you could fit the COBRA claw on, $19.99. Let's see, the fuel station panel, $10.99. An incomplete Firebat, $29.87. Complete Terror Drome with the box, $100 in shipping for that. $1,199.99. I'm going to put that with deal of the day. Now, how often do you hear me say a toy that's almost $1,200 goes up with deal of the day? For something like this, it will be. The uncut file card, which came with the Terror Drome. I'll show you what a picture of that looks like. That one, it's going up for auction, but since I'm just showing the picture, that's what the file card would look like. So far, that one is, oh no, it isn't going up for auction. My apologies. That's $33. Another top seat, $8.99, deal of the day. The turret base for the big gun, $128. And it has broken tabs. It's giving me a headache. The jail door, $17.99. The silo bay doors, there are two of them. They have really small tabs on them. Those could break off easily, so pay attention to that. $15.99. A wheel to the Firebat, $17.99. The nozzle, which is still on the sprue, $7.99 or better offer. That's not bad. The base of the Terror Drome, just the base, $95. It's all about the base. Such a silly song. The support strut that comes out of the door to hold the gun door open, $17.99. Here's another door, $19.99. All four command seats, $39.99. That's $10 a seat. Deal of the day on that one. A computer console, $6.59. The chain, $9.99 free shipping. It's just one of those simple, I'll call it a dog tag chain or a metal beaded chain. You could buy those anywhere, but the length is something that you need to really figure out or cut it down yourself. Here's another one, 95% complete, so I'm sure it's missing like the AVAC pilot and the parachute. $1,599.95, $319 in shipping. No, sir. No, just simply no. Get chest pain from that one. All three computer consoles, $12.49, deal of the day. West Nile buyers carrying sucker. A Firebat wheel, $15. AVAC with the file card and parachute, $99.99. And there are just several pages of this. So I want to get into the Firebat. Firebat. Okay, this really gets pretty silly. Just the Firebat, absolutely bare bones. $19.93 or best offer. This is one that you might want to build on a budget. What I mean by that is buy it incomplete and slowly add the parts to it. But if you're good with the shipping, you can come in on a pretty good deal. The original sticker sheet, 20 bucks. The two wheels for the Firebat, $39.95. Two bombs, just the bombs. This is what really gets expensive. The bombs, $19 for two of them. The rear engine, $15.99. That one has a broken tab on it. Here's another one that has two bombs and it looks like two missiles, missing the canopy, $36. I'll put that up a deal of the day. A single missile, $9.99. The seat, $5.99. The big engine part, $5.99. Here is a complete Firebat. This is why I bought insurance on my toys. Seriously, I did. I bought insurance. It's kind of hard to find an agent, but call your car insurance first. And this is how I did. I called the car insurance and they put me through, gave me connections, and I found somebody that actually specializes in antique collectibles insurance. So I bought that. It's relatively inexpensive for the year, so it covers all of these toys. And this is exactly why, because the prices on these are just skyrocketing. 300 bucks for a complete Firebat. 300 fazools, and this dude wants $15 to ship. I had one that was incomplete that I want to build on a budget. That shipped to me for $5.95. Yeah, so I want a fleet of these things. A bomb, $9.99. Here's another one incomplete, $29.87. The canopy, $21.99. A single wheel, $17.99. Here's another bomb for $6.99. Another canopy for $15. An AVAC with a cut file card with his parachute, $70 or better offer. The parachute itself is worth $70. So this is deal of the day, all day long. So basically you're paying for the parachute pack and getting the file card and the AVAC free. A cut file card, $24.99. The wheels, $24.99, $21.99, $19.99. The rear engine covers, $9.99. Wing, $9.99. The silo by itself with the chain and pull handle, 20 bucks, deal of the day. This is a top hatch, the black vent hatch at the top, $14.99. Here's another complete AVAC, $9.99. The parachute, 40 bucks. Let me see if I can find another parachute. The rear wings, which just slide off, $4.99 each. Here's an incomplete Firebat. Oh no, it says complete. Never mind, glasses. $250. Another bomb, $9.99. The little air intake that fits behind the command seat, $3.99. So there you have it. Not very many parachutes out there for sale. Ants all over me now too. So there you go, guys. The 1986 Firebat. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know this was a very long review, and I do apologize for that, but this playset has a lot of detail to it. The video would have been a lot longer if I would have gone through and showed you all the details. Like at the bottom, they have little steps that go up. When it's sitting flush on the floor, the doors will drop down to the floor so you could drive your ferret up into it. Stuff like that. It is so, there's so much play value to this. It's insane. Hasbro really knocked the ball out of the park with this one. A lot of play features at the top, a lot of foot pegs at the top. This is just a really cool play set. If you could find one at a good price, I do recommend that you get it. Seldom will I not recommend a toy. I don't think I've never not said, hey, don't buy this, it sucks. It's G.I. Joe. Yes, some are good, some are bad, and sometimes the least popular figure is somebody's favorite. But all that being said, you guys take care. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you very much for everyone, pardon me, who has subscribed to my channel. All of you are absolutely amazing. I really appreciate you guys. Remember, safety, sanitize, 6 feet, the triple S, wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance. Washing your hands is your first line of defense. Your mask is your constant defense. Yes, COVID is on the rise again. We had the Delta variant. And I've been following the CDC on this. I'm not going to quote anything. Look it up yourself, but talk to your doctor about getting vaccinated if you haven't done so already. Your insurance covers it. If you don't have insurance, it is still covered. So don't worry. If you don't have insurance, you still get the vaccine. The side effects vary with everybody. We're all unique. Even twins are unique from the other. With me, the first one, there was a little bit of pain and some swelling. My arm was really sore to move. Some ibuprofen and ice took care of that. The second one, I felt some fatigue, and later that night I got the chills and I was shivering a little bit, but that is good. That is your body reacting. It realized, hey, this isn't right, and it attacked it. So that means it works. So don't be afraid of the side effects. Talk to your doctors and your family. This is the only way we're going to stop it, guys. Get vaccinated. That was how the Spanish influenza was eradicated, because people were getting vaccinated. This isn't a new thing. It's new to us, but it isn't a new thing. Pandemics come around. So please follow the advice of the CDC. Please talk to your doctor about getting your vaccinations. I want to see you guys around for many, many years to come. So you guys take care. Remember, always be kind to everyone, especially be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. This is Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. You guys take care. We'll see you next time for another G.I. Joe toy review. Bye-bye.